Do you love writing? I think you've already answered this to me personally.
Do I love? Absolutely, I love to write. Ever since I think I don't know if I mentioned this before, but like I've been writing since like middle school. Whenever I took creative writing classes, and I didn't think I actually was as passionate about writing as a kid until like I took that class. Because I've always enjoyed reading. That's the thing. I'm kind of like an avid reader. But like writing sometimes definitely can be more difficult, and sometimes I would rather be reading than writing. But like overall, I do enjoy writing very much. Yeah, especially over the years now that I'm developing my own VN, and yeah, it's been a good experience, and hopefully I can write more stuff in the future.
Awesome.
Oh, this one's okay. Where do you go when you're sad?
Where do I go when I'm sad? Right here. Literally more times than not, if I'm just trying to clear my head, I'm literally at this computer desk watching like YouTube, writing music, or just doing something to pass the time and keep my mind off of what's making me sad. So yeah, I mean literally right here. I'm here when I'm happy, I'm here when I'm angry, I'm here when I'm sad. Literally,
I can just imagine you're like watching Titanic in that chair, and like you get to a sad moment, and you're like, I gotta go. Oh wait, no, this is my sad spot. I gotta go back to where I was sitting. It's so sad.
I love it. It's little too. Like I've only ever watched that movie once because I'm scared to watch it again. All right, Matt. What age did you start drinking alcohol? I would assume 21 because you already talked about this a bit.
In actuality, honestly, okay, there was one instance in the past before I actually turned 21 that I did have one tiny drink. It was
FBI, open up!
No, okay. So this was a time like when I was 20, right? I was 20.
Mm-hmm.
I came home. I had an absolutely terrible day at work, and my parents were like, "You look like you could use like a little something." And at first I thought they were telling me to go take a nap or something like that. But my dad actually poured out. He took out I forgot what it was called. I think it was like Fireball or something like that. It was like a tiny glass of cinnamon whiskey.
Yeah, I actually have that on a shelf somewhere in my kitchen. It's like it's like a spicy cinnamon booze.
It is very strong alcohol, basically.
Yeah.
But the thing is, my dad, obviously, I was still obviously, underage. So like, I basically, yes, and for you guys don't know, we Americans, we have to drink at 21. So
yeah,
get used to it. But this was like my first time ever having a drink. So like, my dad, he took out like a shot glass and poured a majority of it with water and just kind of run it down with some cinnamon whiskey. I took it, and because I'm a lightweight, I actually ended up like kind of passing out pretty quickly. So.
I don't know what I am yet because I've never drinking.
Yeah, so
I would assume I'm a lightweight, but
legally 21. But beforehand, yes, I did have one drink. But like, no, I'm not a heavy drinker at all. I only drink when I actually find drinks that I actually tend to like. I don't just drink things for the sake of getting drunk. I actually like to have drinks that taste good and like are very light on alcohol because, like I said, I'm a very lightweight person.
It becomes more of like an actual issue, like legally, if you're constantly doing it every single day of the week as like an underage drinker, because then at that point it's like, okay, well, yeah, we got a problem here, because then obviously either you're not being raised correctly or you're making really dumb life decisions.
Yeah. But no, don't worry. My parents are they're very trusting of me. They're very good. They're very good parents. I promise you. Like,
yeah.
In fact, they actually, as kids, they actually drank a little bit, but they actually ended up realizing this is bad. We're not gonna raise our kids the same way.
When I actually like turn 21, I have no plans of really actually starting drinking anytime soon. Like no, like when my birthday for 21 hits, like I'm not just be like, okay, hand me the booze.
It's something you have to kind of ease your way into.
Yeah,
like, I was
exactly.
a bit nervous about doing it myself. Even like when I was legally able to drink, I was like, I'm not too interested in it.
And it still has to taste good. Like you can't just drink it because it's alcohol. It's got to taste good.
Well, unsurprisingly for me, I actually tend to drink a lot of coffee, alcoholic beverages. Like I'll take like a mocha and I'll mix it in with some vodka and or like caramel vodka, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually kind of like a light drink and it tastes pretty good. So, very very light on alcohol.
My father recently brought home this coffee whiskey or something like that. I think it's like it's really strong though, according to my mother, because she's the one who asked for them, and like. I was like, it was just really funny when she drinks them, because like when she gets the buzz, she's like when it's literally like I don't, it's not like drunk per se, but it's like
tipsy.
Tipsy,
like,
yeah,
tipsy.
Exactly. where it's like, you know, maybe she would lose her balance, but like she won't be like all over the place giggling and stuff like that. That's not what happens after one drink, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we kind of went on a little bit too long for that. We probably should start.
This is fun. How long does it take you to shower in the morning?
How long does it take me to shower? When I feel wicked dirty, I'm usually there for probably like 20 or over. Like when I feel like really dirty, because that's when I'll wash my hair, and then like I'll wash my hair again, and then I'll go on to wash my body and stuff. Mainly because like my hair, like just like for some reason it's really thick, like, and when I clean it once, sometimes it doesn't feel exactly like to my standards clean, so I'll go over it again once more with another like round of shampoo, and then only then will I go onto the body. But like when I'm not when I don't feel as dirty, it's usually a quick kind of shower up where it's like, you know, maybe in there for like 10 minutes tops, just kind of cleaning up, you know.
Okay.
I tend to have more of my showers in the nighttime before than I do in the morning, so I'll say that much as well. But when they are in the morning, it's usually just kind of like the touch-up 10 minutes and stuff.
I gotcha.
Where were we? Have you ever been caught in any sexual acts? I love the awkward silence that follows that statement.
I mean, like, well, no, actually, because I've never actually had intercourse before, so no, I have not.
Good. Don't start.
No, I mean, like, obviously, like, I've watched movies with my parents that actually had sex in them, but like not like myself per se, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
It's definitely...
So.
Here's a life tip for anybody who hasn't had sex yet. If you're going to get into a relationship where you plan on doing that stuff, wait it out a long while, because you don't want to get into anything you're going to regret in the future of the relationship.
Sex education with
it's a
Devin.
mistake. It's a mistake I've made, and I'm not willing to make again. All right, your turn.
How long does it take you to get ready in the morning?
How long does it take me to get ready in the morning? Well, if it's like a school morning, I've got to obviously put some stuff away in my bag, sometimes finish up some homework I didn't finish last night. I'd say probably a good, you know, maybe a full like half hour to an hour, because I like to take my time. Like I wake up pretty early, like before I have to leave in the morning. So I like to kind of have the time I need to wake up and stuff. And then at the same time, when it's not a school morning and it's just a weekend, more times than not, I'll wake up, and the first thing I do, I'll go to the bathroom, do my touch-ups and stuff, and then I'll come in here, turn the computer and monitors and stuff on, and then I'll go out there and have my coffee. So that's usually more of like a 5 to 10 minute kind of setup for the morning. That doesn't take normally as long as the school day would.
Okay.
If you could get married to any celebrity, who would it be?
Leah Thompson. I've already mentioned before, Leah Thompson is like my crush. Again, if you guys have not seen Leah Thompson, if you guys have watched Back to the Future, ever since I saw that movie as a kid, like I've always kind of had kind of a thing for her. I mean, like obviously, I haven't seen like a lot of her movies nowadays, but my goodness, she was just. I mean, and that's the thing too. I have a thing for the '80s because like even though I'm not an '80s kid, I like the '80s stuff a lot. And my God, Leah Thompson, she was just beautiful in that film. I loved her, and she had a good humor. She was funny. She was charming, and yeah, just everything that I like about a girl. So Leah Thompson. Have you ever been in a physical fight before?
Yes. And it was fun. I've been in plenty of physical fights. Like not any major ones where it's like we're breaking each other's body parts and punching and collecting teeth and stuff. But like I've definitely been into quite a few fights. One being with a kid at school that would not leave me the hell alone. He ended up really getting up really close to my face, and he was accusing me of calling him gay and stuff. And when he started walking away, I was just kind of minding my business at that point. I was walking behind him in the hallway, and he kicked me in the groin. And I was literally, I was done with it. We broke out into a fight, and not long after that, we both got suspended.
Oh my god. I've actually never been in a physical fight before, unless you count like playing with your brothers in the yard, but like not really fighting per se.
If you want to learn how to win a fight, basically how to win a fight is to not get in the fight in the first place. If somebody's trying to if somebody's trying to kind of talk you into a fighting and stuff, and they're up in your face and stuff, more times than not, they're just trying to ants you on, and you just gotta walk away from that stuff. I made the poor decision to not walk away from my fight and other fights that I don't really know off the top of my head. But for the most part, if you can avoid a fight, then do it. Because it's not worth it. It's not worth the jail time. And you don't need to be making phone calls home saying, Mom, I made some really pretty fucking horrible life decisions. I punched a kid in the throat. You know? It's just... There's my answer. So, Matt, what are your guilty pleasures?
Guilty pleasures. I guess you're talking about like hobbies. So like films especially. I have this thing like where my brother and we have like it's me and him and like my other buddy Ryan. Sometimes we'll actually get together and we will just like watch awful movies. Like one night we watched The Room. One night we watched I think we watched Troll 2. We also watched this movie recently called Manos, The Hands of Fate. We just like together and like just tear like bad movies apart. It's some of the funniest things like I've ever done. So like guilty pleasures like that. I mean, like the thing is, there are movies that are so bad they're good. Like that's why we like tend to watch them. Not just painfully boring movies, but like movies that like would be considered that are so bad they're good. Basically,
that was literally me, my band class, and My Neighbor Totoro.
Yeah, that's yeah.
That anime has so many funny things, like in the first 20 minutes, that we could not hold ourselves together.
Alright, Devin, what are your turn-ons?
What am I... Okay, this was one of... this was one of my Discord questions that he sent me as a preview. And fun fact, I didn't prepare for this.
I love how out of all of them I just selected that one. I'm like, hey, Devin, what are your turn-ons?
What are your turn-ons? Like when you say turn on, like do you mean like romantically, like if I see somebody and I get a hard on or some shit, like what's your definition of a turn on?
I guess like
my lampshade right here, the one that I can turn on and off.
Just not okay, well not literally, but yeah, I guess certain desires. Like we'll just say certain like I'm trying to keep it like PG-18 for YouTube, okay?
Okay.
So yeah.
Certain desires. Like I really don't know if I have a whole lot of turn-ons. Like a lot of like the good stuff, like especially in like let's say like a person, like or like a partner or something. Like the shape of the body and stuff, that's just a bonus. I've never gone into a relationship caring about what you look like. I've always been about, are you yourself and are you not a dick?
Yeah.
So I guess my biggest turn on is don't be a dick. if you're not a dick, that really turns me on. I cannot say that with a straight face.
Okay, let's keep that in the video. Let's just move on. If you're that's going in the quotes, seriously.
I love
it. Okay.
Okay, it's my turn now, isn't it? Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I completely lost track. I was still thinking about what I said and how fucking much I regret it. Have you ever peed in a pool?
Yes, I have. Lakes, the beach, the pool. Yes, I have.
Was there anybody in the pool when it happened?
No, thankfully. Well, I've done it more so at the beach just because, like, I grew up, if you guys didn't know, I actually am not from where I am right now. I'm actually from California, so we used to go to the beach all the time, and the thing is, the beach is already horrible enough as it is in terms of, like, the water and, like, how, like, just disgusting it is, so, like, I don't think peeing in it is gonna make that much of a difference, unless, of course, you go to, like, a place that actually has fresh water, but, yeah, I mean, as a kid, obviously I did it, but, like, as an adult, no, I don't anymore, so.
I've done it, but, like, right now, I'd never consider it. I think it's just nasty, and if you have to use the bathroom, literally just get like the bathroom for beaches and stuff can't be that far away. And if there's no bathroom, literally, I'm sure there's a building nearby with one.
What are your?
Oh, here we go.
What are your turn-offs, Devin?
What are my turn-offs? If you're a dick, that turns me off.
We're keeping it in the video.
If you're literally just gonna be an asshole, like that's literally just like that's such a huge drive away from me. Like again, if we're talking about looks and stuff, like it doesn't matter to me what you look like. So there's really no turn-offs for looks and stuff. But like if you're just literally the worst person on the planet, then it's no, leave.
Just no.
Just no. All right, Matt. Have you ever been arrested?
No, I have never been arrested. No, I don't think I've ever even gotten in trouble with the law before. I mean, like I've been driving for about 4 years now, and I still haven't gotten a ticket. Even though it's funny, my mom, my sister, and my brother, they've all gotten tickets before, but I still have yet to get anything. I've never been pulled over. I've never been like handcuffed by never. I'm a boring person.
Right.
I'm not a rebel, so. Okay. What was the reason you joined YouTube, Devin?
The reason now we're getting somewhere. The reason I joined YouTube, when I originally made my first, and the reasoning still stays to this day. When I originally made my first YouTube channel, and it wasn't even this channel, I literally only posted random videos because I wanted to have kind of like a flashback sort of thing, where like if I wanted to look at my past self, I could look on it through my channel. I never really thought about like actually doing YouTube as a career or for people in general at the time when I first started doing YouTube. And then it wasn't until I kind of started the now group channel, which was originally just me. It's called Magic Monster Poop. And basically, even the name was like I just wanted to sound funny and I wanted to kind of appeal to the crowd. Was when I first started actually kind of thinking about, okay, well, not only can it be for me now, but it can also be for people who want to sit there and watch it and enjoy it for themselves as well. So no longer was it just me reacting to my own stuff, it was also people tagging along with me. Do you find nudity bothersome?
Absolutely not. I don't know.
Such a guy.
well, okay. Well, I mean, if I'm a guy and I see like a full-grown man with his pants down, you know, obviously, then I'll be bothered by it. But if I see a woman, like, you know,
it is. That's the.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a guy. Okay, like just.
Matt's appealing to the male fantasy right now.
But no, it's like, I mean, as a kid, yeah, I was bothered by it because, like, obviously you're told that, you know, nudity is bad, but, like, as you get older, I'm just like, I just realized that nudity, just like how, you know, sexual relations, like, it's just a part of life, you know, I mean, like, you can look at it as a disgusting thing and being immoral, but you could also look at it as just, like, that's just how our species survives and thrives, so.
See, I think I'm pretty good about that stuff, because if I see even like a lady, even a good-looking lady on the street, if she's naked and she's not my partner, I'd be like, dude, put some clothes on.
That would be like what reason? I mean, she just like walks down the street for no reason. Like, just it's so weird. Where do you live, Devin? Seriously.
It's the same reason why I would never like go to like a nude beach or something, because like I just couldn't sit there and be like and not feel uncomfortable, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but no, the whole thing is like, I'm not saying like I actively go out of my way to look for people who are nude or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's just like, but the thing is, am I bothered by the concept of it? Not really. I mean, like, just, I mean, you know, if I saw someone out who was just like, this is getting into a bit of a tangent, but if someone, like you said, was just like walking by, I would question it, but at the same time, it's not necessarily something I would be like, what? You know? I don't know.
I think if it was public nudity, though, I'd still at least call somebody and let them know what's going on. Only because public nudity is actually against the law. So it's like if you saw somebody in the public nude to their bare skin walking down the street, it's like, yeah, there's an issue already right there. Like, it may not bother you, but it will bother a lot of the other community and stuff. So it's
like. It's like, excuse me, I would like to report, like, a file from, like, you know, public nudity. Okay, well, do you have photos? I'm like, no. You're gonna have to send some photos. We need evidence.
Dude,
you know?
she's 16!
It's like, we need evidence. Okay, you gotta send the evidence.
That's awful. That's actually awful.
Anyway, next question. What are your fears?
My fears. I'm not really scared of anything like per se, like, there's not a whole lot of things I'm scared scared of on a daily basis. I think the biggest thing I'm scared of is death, because you're never gonna know when it happens until it happens, especially if it's not natural. Like, if you're like in a car accident and then all of a sudden you're there for 1 second, and next thing you know, you don't know what the fuck's going on because you have no conscience anymore. So
Right.
I guess that's definitely what my biggest fear is, death. No,
I think a lot of us, if we had the chance, we would like to die peacefully, or like at least die when we least expect it. So
I'm afraid of death to come, but I'm not worried about what comes after it. All right, Matt. Here's a doozy for you. Who is your best friend?
my best friend. Honestly, nowadays it's hard to choose.
Dude, same. Like, literally, I consider everybody my best friend.
Right, and that's the thing. I say best friend like on a loose term, like, you know, oh hey, you know, you're my best friend, but like,
What's up, best friend?
but like the friends who like I consider to be the close ones are the ones I can share personal information about, talk with on a daily basis, and of course this includes you, Devin. But like, you know, Ryan, he's actually another one of my favorite. He's actually another one of my favorite friends. He's actually a YouTuber here. Link in the description. And if Ryan, you're watching this, hey bud, how you doing? but no. I mean, a lot of my friends actually are formed through the community here on YouTube. Like my two friends I'm working with on my VN. Like, they're good friends of mine. Of course, you, Devin, and obviously I also have some friends in real life that I consider to be very close. But like, a lot of them have also moved on to like better endeavors, and like we don't really talk as much as we used to. So we're not as close. Even though I remember them very fondly, we just don't really talk as much as we used to. So like, I don't even know if they remember me half the time, but. Yeah, so like it's obviously a culmination of you, Ryan, and like a couple other friends in my real life, and of course the guys here on Discord who I talk with on a daily basis. But yeah. Okay, what was the last thing that made you cry?
The last thing that made me cry. I haven't cried in a while, Matt. I literally, it's really hard for me to cry. That's the thing. Like if I were to cry, it would have to be for something really, really serious. Like a death of a relative, a horrible breakup.
Yeah.
Which I think is actually the answer. I think the last time I genuinely cried was because of my breakup, which was not easy to get over.
Right.
But it's definitely, like I said, I can't remember any time after that I actually like straight up cried and bawled my eyes out. All right, Matt. If you can bring back a person from the dead, who would it be?
Ooh. See, like, I actually don't think I would want to, just because I feel like that's disturbing their rest.
Death is a natural thing. It should not be prevented.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. Like, my mom actually, like, there are times like she talks about like some of my older relatives, and particularly my grandfather. I actually never knew him personally, so I actually, it'd be kind of nice to know what he was like. I mean, the thing is, he passed away before I was even born, so like, but my mom always talked about him and said how like amazing he was as a person, how he was like a very caring person, and the few brothers that he obviously he met my sister, he met my brother before he passed away, but like I wasn't born yet, so maybe him I would say, but like, if we're talking about big figures, there's too many to choose from, so many important figures that I don't think I could really choose like one person. Like, what makes one person more important to bring back than this person?
Exactly.
Yeah, it'd be hard for me to choose. But if I had to choose it for personal, selfish reasons, maybe a member of my family. But I don't even know if I would do that, honestly. So.
Yeah, I feel that.
What was the last... Oh, wait, no, never mind. Never mind, that's the wrong question. Last time you said you loved someone.
The last time I said I loved someone. Like, romantically, or...
Platonically. Well, romantically, yeah, whatever.
Okay, so romantically, it was with my ex that I had the horrible breakup with. Platonically, I don't even know if I pronounced that right, but whatever.
You said it right, yeah.
Would literally be last night when I told my mother I loved her when I'm going to bed.
Aww.
Because every night, it's just the same thing over. It's like a ritual. She leaves, like, I sleep in the living room, and when she leaves the living room to go to bed, we both say goodnight and love you at practically the same time. That's the last kind of time that way I said I love someone. Who is one person you would like to reconnect with?
One person underrated, like... Oh. Honestly, probably my relatives from back home. I have a couple of uncles and aunts who I hold dearly, and, like, we only talk through, like, text message and Facebook on occasion, but, like, they meant a lot to me, so, like, out of everyone I could choose from, they probably are the ones that I would like to connect with the most again, because they really cared about us as nephews and nieces, and they were always so kind to us, and like I remember the fondly memories of them the most. It's not like I've like really like lost connection with like a lot of people that I don't care to connect with anymore, but like obviously I still have my parents, I still have my friends and family, but like if they came to mind, it would be those people, like my uncles and aunts. So.
Right. Well, that's nice.
Oh, Devin, I don't know if you've mentioned it before, but like ThatChildGamer, like what's the meaning behind that name?
The meaning behind ThatChildGamer. Interesting question. Let me scratch my leg because it's itching me yet again.
Get your Chewbacca hair out of the way.
My chewy hair is getting in the way now. So, I'm sitting up for this because my back is starting to get really, really hot. The meaning behind ThatChildGamer. I think, to be completely honest, there's no real reason as to why I chose the name. I kind of just thought of myself. I basically decided that okay, I need to find a name that basically sounds catchy and sounds like would be a name that somebody would come back to and know and like take a good look at it and say, oh, I know that guy. I remember him from YouTube. So I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, so what could I be? And I'm like, you know what? I play video games like all the time. At least at the time I do. I don't know if I play a lot of... I don't tend to play as many video games as I used to, but at the time I played a lot. To me, I still felt like that big kid inside. So like, I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, so I'm that average, you know, like everyday child gamer. So I decided to go with that for my name. I said I'm just that child gamer. Everybody seems to get that wrong though. Like everybody who like if I'm like on a Twitch chat, like if I'm like watching somebody's Twitch and they reply to me in the Twitch chat or just in general, like a lot of people will call me the child gamer, even though that's not what it says at all. And then people, and when I call them out on it, like they say, well, it makes more sense if you say the child gamer. Like no, because you don't know because the idea behind the name is not I'm not the child gamer. I'm just that average child gamer. And they don't accept that. It's just dumb. Like if you're gonna call me by my YouTube name, at least do it right.
I think it kind of works in a way though, because like you're not making it sound as if like you're like the only gamer. You're just trying to be like, hey, I'm just a gamer. I'm not trying to be anything more than I am. Like this is who I am, and hopefully you like my personality and you'll stick around. Like
exactly.
So. I never thought of it that way, actually. That's actually kind of... I mean, I don't know if that was your intention, but I just now thought of it that way. I didn't... It's interesting.
When I think about it now, it's definitely my intention, but when I was making the name originally, like I said, it was just kind of something to be catchy and somebody could remember and come back to. Mm-hmm. What were you in the hospital for the last time you went there?
Last time I went to the hospital actually was because of a stomach infection, the past year. Apparently, there was some buildup in my immune system that I didn't know about, and so, like, I actually went to the hospital because I actually, without getting into too much detail, basically, I was just, it was basically just gunk everywhere, and it was to the point where if I actually didn't do something about it, I would have actually had to have surgery to remove the gunk, so...
I thought you were going to say something a lot more deep and say, like, oh, if I didn't do this, I would have died.
Well, it wasn't fatal, but they said, like, it could have required surgery if I didn't do something about it sooner. So, like, I went there, I got some prescriptions, and, like, eventually, within, like, time, the infection went away. So, yeah, that's pretty much. I don't go to the hospital too much. I don't really go to the doctor too much unless it's serious. But
very, very lucky. If you don't have to go to the hospital, like, ever in your lifetime, unless it's, like, for your deathbed, then, like, you're the lucky one.
Yeah. What was the last book you read?
The last book I read.
And I'll go ahead and count it too. If you want to include like a visual novel too, that counts too, I guess. I consider those books in a way.
I'll answer both. I'll answer both ways. The first, like, the last legitimate, like novel book I read, would have to be Margaret Atwood's, The Handmaid's Tale. And it was amazing. I loved it. I loved every part of it. I'm a huge freak for dystopian literature, and I took an entire course on it, which is actually when I read that book. And that book, to me, was just really, really, really... It was just, like, one of my all-time favorite dystopian novels. Next to 1984 by George Orwell. Another really good one. And then for, like a visual novel, if we include those, my last visual novel that I played would probably have to be the demo of Beyond You. And, okay. I won't be obviously reading it very much lately right now anyway, because it's been put on hiatus for right now. But I hold that one pretty close to me because my logo's actually in the game, which I found really, really cool, and I really appreciate the author for doing that.
Huh. Okay. I'll have to check that out. It sounds interesting.
It's very, very good. It takes a lot of inspiration from Doki Doki Literature Club. And that,
okay.
and she specifically states that, too.
Sounds awesome.
I'll send you a link to it after the video, like, to be completely honest.
Might have to, actually.
Okay, is it your turn or my turn? I can't remember.
It's your turn, yeah.
Okay.
Turn.
Have you ever drunkenly called your ex?
No, because the only times I've been drunk, like, I'm not even dating anyone right now. I'm as single as ever, so... What is the book you're currently reading right now? If you are reading one.
Yeah, about that.
Nothing?
I'm not currently reading a book right now, but I have been offered to pick up some of the ones that my mother are reading. My mother basically offered to me, like, to read some of her books or start on some of her series or whatever. So I've been offered to read a book recently, but I've never actually, like, I haven't picked one up in a while. Mainly because I'm usually reading a book more towards like school purposes and not like for leisure. I'm not a really big leisure reader. Do you follow a religion?
No, I am actually not religious. I used to be very religious when I was growing up, but in essence, when I got older, I started to like develop my own ideas and beliefs, and I'm just not really following. I'm not subscribed to any religion anymore. I mean. That's not to say that I don't carry religious values of morality and stuff like that, but like for the most part, I don't really subscribe to any religion anymore. No.
I feel that. I like for me personally, like I'm not religious, but I do believe in a higher being. Mm-hmm. And if I were to pick up a religion, it would probably be the one that my mother did back as a kid, where it's like a Protestant Christian church.
Yeah. And level number 30. The last show you watched?
The last show I watched. Again, sitcom or just in general?
Just anyone, sure.
If I'm answering just anyone, it would literally have to be, I think Triple D from Food Network, because we usually in the afternoons when I'm out there, kind of cooling off from being in this hot room all day. Usually they're watching Food Network, so I was probably watching Triple D last time.
Nice.